Verizon Center filled to capacity. We'll see the Oklahoma City Thunder taking on the Washington Wizards. The excitement of the NBA is on the way. This is Kevin Harlan. Joining me, Clark Kellogg, Greg Anthony, and courtside Doris Burke. We've got a chance here to set the floor, courtesy of Gatorade, all fueled up and ready to go for this one. Taking a look at the Thunder. Durant, the 3, and Ibaka, the 4. Russell Westbrook out there with Roberson. And it's Adams in the pivot spot, manning the middle. And then Durant with the jam.
Ooh, quick hands on the steal and then just mad hops on the slant.
Great sequence for them defensively and Clark offensively.
Well, one usually leads to the other, Kevin. That's just good, aggressive, attacking basketball at both ends.
Ibaka with the ball. Guarded now by Morris.
And a really good way to start the game. He's a guy who, if he gets it going early, he's going to give you problems.
Well, you knew something was amiss with Durant last year. They eventually shut him down for the entire season after he was injured, which was the safe thing to do, and Greg, the right thing to do.
Absolutely. When you have a franchise player trying to work back from injury, no need to try and get a few more games from him at the risk of derailing his career.
And the foul called on Russell Westbrook. That is his first foul of the game. And so it's Washington with it. Porter kicks to Gortat. Good for the basket. Starting off 1 for 1 with that shot.
Nice touch there near the hoop.
Here's Ibaka. Passes it to Durant. To the middle. Feeds to Robertson. Three-pointer. And he gets it to go. Roberson's got himself on the board with 3 there.
Kevin, he didn't hesitate that time. The D gave him a step, and he just pulled up and drained the 3.
Porter outside. The rebound by Ibaka.
Boy, they're fortunate. The defense was taking a big chance leaving him that wide open behind the arc.
Now the dish to Porter. No good. And it's Oklahoma City the other way.
That's exactly how you have to defend him. He's a guy that the D needs to be aware of at all times.
Taking it to the rack with power right there.
And hammering down with the two-handed slam.
Just piling on the lead with the dunk like that.
Here's Durant. And so he draws the foul on the shot. A trip to the line to shoot 2.
And really the defense fouling there to prevent the layup, but that's exactly what you need to do.
It is. I mean, no reason to back off and give him the layup. I mean, much better off making him go to the line.
One of the most dominant players in 2014 was Kevin Durant, of course, winning the league MVP. Then last year, cut short. We know that he's now on a mission to get back to that level. And Greg, it's hard.
Yeah, you know, it all came down to health for Kevin Durant. And at this point in his career, I mean, he's got the maturity. He's developed the skill set. He's just got to stay on the court. And really, when you talk about the game of basketball, the rest will take care of itself.
Wizards trailed by 7. Pass to Porter. They need this. And that one's good. Porter's got his first bucket of the game, and he's on the board for 3.
You know, talking about Durant as he looks to recapture the league MVP, he can take a cue from last year's MVP, Stephen Curry. Curry battled through numerous ankle injuries over the years earlier on, only to come out on the other side with his best season ever in 2K15. 4 or 5 to start the game. That's their first miss.
Morris a screen. Beal the pass to Morris. Just 5 on the clock. No one near Wall as he lets it go. No good from the wing.
And getting back to Durant, sometimes adversity brings out the best in you. Adversity challenges you to rise above. And Kevin was already at the highest rung on the ladder. I think his opponent should be very afraid of what they're about to witness this season.
It's tipped.
He's been wayward and just off on about everything he's put up in this period.
Beal gets a wide open look. And that's off the glass and in.
Better to be lucky than good. Got that shot to fall.
Here's Durant. Washington with the rebound.
That's terrific defense right there to prevent from converting in close.
And a new group getting ready to come in for Washington. Nene, he's checked in for Gortat. Dudley comes in for Markieff Morris. Marcus Thornton, he's checked in for Beal. And Sessions subbed in for John Wall. And then for Oklahoma City, Kent. Wow, we're going to remember that one for a while.
I know I will, Kevin. That was special.
My goodness, that was almost a circus-like dunk.
Sessions dishes to Nene. That ball, great assist by Ramon Sessions. Nene's got his first points of the game.
And when the size advantage is as big as it was there, I mean, that's exactly what he's supposed to do in that situation.
Good, just like the suit. A little more ferocious, though.
Okay, Clark approves, everybody.
Yeah, but that's how you finish strong. Young fella's wearing the rim out.
The Thunder leading by 4.
Well, I tell you what, guys, last season the Thunder were fantastic on the glass. I mean, they started out as a great rebounding team and got even better after their trades.
And he can time his passes so perfectly. Wow, what an assist.
Sessions against Westbrook. Shot's good.
2 points.
How about the way he's able to angle his body to shield the big fella off and still get the finish?
You've got to be clever with your sleight of hand when you get inside and try to finish against the bigger guys. And he made it look easy that time.
Not much defense to speak of yet here, guys.
Nope, it's been all offense, fellas, all the time here early.
It's 9 seconds separating the shot clock and game clock. 4. Sessions with the rebound.
Well, you have to like their work on the boards, Kevin, particularly here to start the game.
Yeah, I like the way they're setting the tone. Really playing with a lot of energy here at the start.
Oklahoma City's gone just 1 of 4 from three-point range here in the first. Westbrook again. Sessions. Westbrook missing again. Ramon Sessions on the assist by Nene. And it's a 3-point Wizards lead.
Wow, that's a really smooth finish.
That's why we and they always love seeing him at the end of those breaks. He makes it look fun and easy.
No one near Sessions. He knocks it down right at the buzzer.
That's a shot he'll never forget. As dramatic as they come.
He's got a special knack for the big moments. The bigger the moment, the better he is.
Oh, we've seen some great shots in the first quarter. No shortage of offense. It's the Wizards as they wrap up the first quarter with a huge surge, an 18-6 run. And we'll be back with you for the start of the second quarter when we return. And the first quarter is in the books. Second about ready to get underway. All right, well, a look at how the points have been generated so far. A scoring breakdown for the Wizards.
They've set the first half tone by getting out on the fast break and getting the defenders on their heels.
You know, another factor in their offense so far has been their ability to convert and score off turnovers.
The great pair of Wall and Beal are at the guard spots. Gortat is out there with Jared Dudley. And it's Temple in the three. That's the group start the second quarter for the Wizards. And it's Durant missing.
And they can up the ante a little bit there after that basket.
Yeah, you know, their lead's increasing, and they've got to be feeling better and better about the way this game is starting to play out now. So we'll see if they can close it out.
Durant in the corner. Takes the three. That doesn't go either for Durant.
And not a night he's going to want to remember, just not really able to score the basketball.
Durant against Dudley. And he uses the glass on the layup. And now a 12-point Washington lead.
I think they need to get much more disruptive defensively. They can't just keep allowing these easy baskets.
That's got to be job number one right now. Nothing easy on the inside.
And first time out of the game called for Oklahoma City.
You know what? I think he had to call timeout right now just to get his guys to regroup because they were really ragged out there.
Yeah, they've got to get some things straightened out. And sometimes the best way to do that is with a timeout. They look to be overwhelmed right now.
And Washington making a change here. Morris is checked in. And Westbrook, here we go. Can't hit from in close. Washington leading now by 12. Steps back and fires. And Gortat kicks to Dudley. Again, the Wizards.
Hey, hold up. Hello? Yes? Yes.
Score.
Didn't have
Yeah, I can hear
any
you.
problem knocking that one down. Another defensive lapse leading
Don't
to
know.
2 more.
To the middle. Gortat with the steal.
Okay.
Down low. Stolen by Durant. And here we go with Westbrook running it up the court.
Sorry, Judy.
He dishes it to Adams. An even 3-on-3 break. Wall again, Westbrook. Outside for Beal. Beal with another miss. Thunder trailing by 14. And the jam by Kevin Durant.
You know, sort of surprising he goes for a slam that difficult while they're trailing.
Yeah, but still, you know what? A magnificent move to the rim.
I tell you what, guys, I don't care what the score is. That's the play we're going to remember when this game is over. And last year, the Wizards at times played excellent team basketball. I mean, it seems like every time the shot went in, it was coming off a pass to find the open man.
I think that play sort of sums up what we've seen throughout, just simply being outplayed both sides of the ball. Smart basketball defensively turning into quick points.
And that can't continue. I mean, if they hope to get back in this game, I mean, it's really deflating from a morale standpoint. They need stops and points, not turnovers.
Dudley the pass to Gortat. Stolen by Durant. It's 3-on-3 on the fast break. Here's Roberson.
And one.
And there's the Wizard fouled hard on the shot. He'll go to the line.
That's his first personal foul.
And Greg, the Wizards were top 10 in the league in assists you were just talking about last season. They were third, Clark, in the league in their assist-to-made field goal ratio, though.
Beyond those eye-popping stats, the Wizards passed the eye test. I mean, it seemed like most of their buckets came off nice passes.
Looking at who's out there now for the Wizards. Nene, he's checked in for Gortat. Otto Porter Jr. comes in for Jared Dudley. And it's Thornton in for Bradley Beal.
And for the last 3 seasons, what a talented young backcourt John Wall and Bradley Beal have become. Wall drafted first overall, Beal third in different drafts. A little lottery luck, if you will, and great scouting of these two.
Well, Clark getting back to Wall and Beal, they really complemented each other perfectly over the last 3 seasons.
Yeah, you look at some of the great backcourts of any age over that time, and Wall and Beal right there with them. And it's good to be so young and talented, that's for sure.
Sessions checked in for John Wall. Now here's Sessions. He's guarded closely. Thornton no good.
Trash.
Thunder trailing by 14. Here's Foy. Takes the assist and lays it in. Picked out the pass nicely.
You know what? That's what you like to see. A perfect pass leading him right into the shot. Didn't even have to break stride. Sessions doing a nice job that time.
Timeout for Oklahoma City.
Now a timeout called by Oklahoma City. And as the coaches go to the clipboard to outline their strategy during the timeout, the players getting a chance to rehydrate with some Gatorade. That's key to staying fresh all the way to the final whistle.
And Kevin, it really is. And every one of these players knows it. They're all making sure to stay hydrated. It's impossible to play your A game if you're not getting enough to drink, especially towards the end of games when the physical toll of a long contest really starts to add up.
Time called here. The Thunder decide to talk it over. Well, you look back on the Thunder last season, and the theme was injuries. Too many injuries to the bulk of their core.
And, you know, the big three, Durant, Westbrook, and Ibaka, all missed significant time. Only Westbrook of those three was able to finish the season.
Now the Wizards with it. They're on a 16-7 run. Thornton with it. Guarded now by Durant.
Rock hard finish there, guys.
And only one hand needed for that one.
Yeah, and sometimes that's all you need.
Morris with the block. And it's out of bounds. Oklahoma City able to retain possession here. And the Thunder making a change here. Ziegler's checked in. And Sessions with a clear path to the hoop. Finished off the break. Sessions has got 6.
And that steal paid instant dividends.
No wasted time or motion getting out on that fast break.
Kyle Singler.
Washington leading now by 16. Now the feed to Morris. Got a hand on it. And here we go with Morrow running it up the court. And Dion Waiters the bucket on the assist by Singler.
Dion Waiters.
Really good awareness right there on the assist.
The assist. Kyle Singler.
Yeah, and a big year for Enes Kanter last season. I mean, traded from the Jazz to the Thunder and finally saw the minutes that he was hoping for.
So timeout called here, the first for Washington. And Kanter did play well with the increased minutes last season, Clark. Averaged a double-double after the trade.
I think it was a great fit for him in Oklahoma City. He still has work to do, but now that he feels like he's in the right environment, I think we're going to see that great potential of his start to come to fruition.
Garrett Temple has checked in for Washington. Now the pass to Nene. The shot no good. And Oklahoma City will go with it the other way. Durant just inside the line. That's good, and so Westbrook comes up with the assist.
You know, if you're only looking at the way he's played offensively, you'd think his team would have the lead.
Temple gets the bucket. Thunder trailing by 14. Outside Durant. Porter pulls it in.
And typically he has the touch to finish when he's in tight, but not sure on that possession.
Here's Temple. Connects from three-point range. Temple's got a couple of three-pointers in the second for Washington.
And he has really come to life here after a slow start in that first quarter.
Dishes to Nene. Just 5 to shoot. The shot will not go. Ibaka with some nice D. From deep three-point range, Durant, no good. Got a piece of it. Adams dishes to Robertson. From past the arc. That misses, would have counted had it gone in. A dominating first half of basketball, and so far hasn't been close. Washington out in front, leading by 17. And we'll be back right after halftime for the start of the third quarter. We'll see you in a bit.
Hey, we're doing best of 3 games.
Ladies and gentlemen, Verizon Center.
And as we begin the second half, first half wasn't even close, guys, and we'll see if there is a comeback on our hands or more of the same as we get the third quarter started. We've seen Kevin Durant really having a great game.
I just love the tenacity on the defensive side. I mean, his play on D has been a huge factor for them as he continues to get steal after steal.
And guys, as the game moves on, I think he should continue to be aggressive defensively to keep ball handlers off balance.
Welcome back, everyone, to the start of the second half. Big margin on our hands, but we'll see if that gap narrows down in the third and fourth quarters.
Kevin Durant has been getting it done. He's got 14 points and some big-time defense with the 3 steals, too. It's been a really complete performance for him today.
And Clark, he's made a huge impact at both ends of the floor.
Come on, KD.
And on the floor for Billy Donovan as we get into the second half. Down low, it's the international combo of Ibaka and Adams. Andre Robertson out there with Russell Westbrook. And it's Durant in at the 3 spot. And the technical free throw is good.
And guys, there was a time where people wondered if John Wall could be a team leader. Well, that question has been answered and then some. Unquestioned leader of the Wizards.
The Wizards have shot 2 of 3 from the free throw line tonight.
And team stats last season, 74% shooting, so some numbers that they can definitely improve upon.
Yeah, as a group, really a dismal year for them from the line last season, guys.
And it's Westbrook missing.
Where is the
That's
foul?
something they need to do more of. Get after it on the glass. Go get those boards.
Clark, it wouldn't hurt. Some extra possessions would definitely help narrow the gap and maybe swing the momentum.
The Thunder shooting under 40% all in all for the game. Out to Ibaka. Oklahoma City moving it around. Robertson can't hit.
They have yet to hit a shot. A real slow start here in the second half.
They retain possession. For Oklahoma City, they've gone 0-3 and are still looking for that first bucket here in the second half.
2 points.
Really well done there. Just confident and composed, never in a hurry.
Wizards leading by 21. And here we go with Westbrook heading to the hoop.
You have got to be kidding me.
Clark, talk about taking things into your own hands.
I tell you what, that's one of those plays where you want to get credit for not only the bucket, but also the assist.
Adams against Gortat. And he drops in the layup off the glass. Gortat's got his second bucket of the game to go.
And he found the soft spot in the D on that possession.
And for Marcin Gortat, he was such a good fit for the Wizards last season. Actually, the last 2 seasons.
You know, he runs the floor very well for his size. A terrific finisher, solid in the pick and roll, can make the mid-range. You know, he's been one of the more consistent centers in our league.
The Wizards making a switch here. Dudley's checked in. And then for Oklahoma City, Dennis Kanter's checked in for Steven Adams. Dion Waiters comes in for Andre Robertson. And it's Payne in for Russell Westbrook. Here's Wall. And it's blocked by Ibaka. Durant wide open. He fires. No good with the triple.
You know, getting back to Gortat, he signed that 5-year, $60 million contract a couple of years back. Raised some eyebrows at the time because he's not a supreme athlete. But his size, effort, and refined skill set have made him worth it so far.
And Durant, here we go. He has a highlight reel unto himself, guys.
Yeah,
wow.
That could very well be a contender for Dunk of the Year and perhaps might make its way all over the internet.
I'll tell you what, that is the crowd pleaser of all crowd pleasers. And talking about Gortat, I like what he can do for you defensively. Doesn't really have a vertical, but uses his length and timing to alter shots. And he moves his feet well enough to close out on shooters and also cover the pick and roll. So solid and complete in terms of a frontline player.
All with it. He's got 13. Pass to Dudley. Durant for 3. And he gets it to go. Durant's got 7 now in this quarter.
A wide open 3. They need much better communication defensively.
Washington calls timeout.
Get ready for your Wizard Girls.
Caitlin!
A little under 2.5 minutes off the clock now here in the third. Well, nobody really knew, Greg, what to make of Washington going into last year's playoffs. They came out strong with a big sweep against a pretty good Raptors team.
Yeah, how about taking them down 4 straight? And it was the first time a team has swept an opponent without home court advantage since 2011. Also was the first sweep for the Wizards in franchise history.
Excellent ball movement there, guys.
And that's key to this run. Passing it with purpose. The D hasn't been able to keep up.
Here's Beal. And another miss by Washington.
He just has not been able to get into that groove yet, guys. But as a whole, it hasn't affected them too much.
Kevin Durant.
How about the passing? They are moving the ball without any thought, without any individual agendas.
Yeah, and it's really fun to see that kind of unselfishness. Really hard not to appreciate all the assists they've racked up.
Ibaka, no luck. Wizards leading by 11. And Beal kicks to Dudley. Terrific assist, a nice finish. Solid play all around.
Outstanding entry pass there. He knew exactly where to go with the ball.
Nothing fancy there. Didn't need it.
Nope. His only concern right now, Clark, is getting the points on the board, and I don't mean style points.
I like the simplicity.
Well, there's also style just with the fact that he's able to have that kind of a finish, though. Still, I like that pretty one-handed flush.
Cantor kicks to Payne.
Thank you.
Knocked loose.
Thunderball.
And Washington has possession. Washington's gotten fewer than half of their three-pointers to go down tonight. They're 4 for 9.
And nobody, guys, among the defenders stepping up to challenge him on that drive to the 10.
And Greg, he says, thank you very much, and sails in for the flush.
And those are the kind of sequences that tell you why the score is what it is.
And they're on the break. Here's Beal. Finished off the break. Beal's got 6. And an important part of every team's game, a look at the hustle stats for Washington.
Boy, their hounding, harassing effort at the defensive end, very impressive. And they forced quite a few turnovers as a result.
Yeah, and the other thing they've done since the beginning of this game is score points off turnovers and in bunches.
Here's what Washington's going with right now. Nene comes in for Morris, and Sessions subbed in for John Wall. Here's what Washington's going with right now. Otto Porter Jr., he's checked in for Gortat. Temple comes in for Jared Dudley. And it's Thornton in for Bradley Beal.
How about that, going up strong? I mean, he doesn't care how much height he's giving up. It's attitude with him.
The Wizards have gone 3 of 4 at the free throw line tonight. Free throw good, Sessions. Well, you look at the roster of the Thunder from last year, Clark, they knew how to build from within.
Well, last season's roster, everybody but one player was either drafted or acquired via trade.
Oh!
2 players dunked on.
Putting on a show for these people.
I cannot believe he pulled that one out in the course of an actual game. Are you kidding me?
I tell you what, Mama always said, if you got it, flaunt it.
Let it fly. Let it fly.
Mama said that, huh? Foy. And 2 free throws coming up as he misses that one. Drawing the whistle on a lot of contact there. It's going to go on Otto Porter Jr.
Randy Foy.
Boy, and for Randy Foy, I thought it was a big bounce-back year for him last season. His points per game were the highest they've been in 5 years, and his field goal percentage was the highest it's been in 5 years as well.
Roberson, he's checked in for Enes Kanter. And Foy hits both of them. Talking about Randy Foy last year, one difference is that he started almost every game, 78 the most in his career. That may have given him, Greg, additional confidence. Who knows?
Well, where I was impressed, Kevin, with his improvement was as a facilitator and rebounder. He seemed to lose his mojo for a few years in there, but last season, I really feel like he got it back.
Thunder foul call.
The Wizards shooting their 6th and 7th free throw attempts tonight.
That's his first personal
Free throw good, Sessions.
Shooting for Washington. Ramon Sessions.
And so Sessions nails both of them. Outside Westbrook. 1 second left. And as we end the third quarter, a double-digit deficit will make it tough to come back. Wizards lead by 16. And time to step aside quickly, but we'll be back in no time with the start of the fourth quarter. And thanks again for joining us. Let's see what happens here in the fourth. Washington leading now by 16. Thornton out there with Wall. Then it's Garrett Temple. Then it's Otto Porter Jr. Then it's Nene in at the center. That's the 5 on the 4 for the Wizards. Down to 5 on the shot clock. Nene, the screen. Here's Temple. It's blocked. And a foul called on the shot. Got him on the way up that time, so he'll shoot 2 right here.
So, you know, Anthony Morrow, one of the real lasers as a long-range bomber in the league. First rookie ever to lead the NBA in three-point percentage. Hit over 46% his first year. There's always a place for a guy like that.
Here's what Washington's going with right now. Gortat's checked in for Nene. Dudley comes in for Garrett Temple. And Bradley Beal subbed in for Marcus Thornton. Serge Ibaka has checked in for Oklahoma City.
He's been a different guy here in the second half. His shooting percentage far better than it was before the break.
And talking about Anthony Morrow's development, he did it the hard way. Came in undrafted in his first pro start. 37 points. Remember that game? Most points ever by an undrafted player in his rookie year.
Yeah, that was amazing, that game. And, you know, the 2010-2011 season, he had the second highest three-point percentage in league history. I mean, he's been traded multiple times in his career, though, because he's still refining the rest of his game, wanting to be more than just a shooter.
Substitution on the court.
Markieff Morris is checked in for Otto Porter Jr. And then for Oklahoma City, Durant comes in for Anthony Morrow. And it's Waiters in for Andre Robertson. To the left wing, Dudley the pass to Morris. Great D that time from Durant.
Oh, that's terrific defense there. That's how you protect the rim. And you can tell he's hungry, because that's how you eat away at a lead right there. Make some highlight reel plays and shake that defense up.
Well, Greg, you're right. Not all 2 points are the same. Not when they come on a stuff like that one.
Well, I like the craftiness in his game. I mean, he can distribute or he can attack the basket, just like we saw right there.
Time called here, the Thunder.
Kept trash talking on yesterday.
Here?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
No, Jaden's brother.
Yeah.
Sadly, he's beating me. Sadly.
What's the trash talk?
No, I'm trash talking him because he thinks he can beat me.
Decide to talk it over. And the thing, Greg, about Marcin Gortat, he's not a high flyer. He's not a super flexible athlete, but he's one of the best centers in the league because he's tough. And he's worked hard on developing his skills. And he always hustles.
Yeah, and he fights for position down low. A terrific screener, does a lot of that dirty work. And he's also very good at passing the basketball. You know, a lot more skilled, particularly in the pick and roll, than maybe people give him credit for. He can hurt a defense in a surprising number of ways.
Let's find out what Doris Burke has for us.
Well, over that last break, Kevin, I got a chance to hear what Billy Donovan said to the team. He told his players, turnovers are killing us right now. We can't keep trying to make the home run play. Settle down, run the offense, and make the simple pass. Kevin, sounds easy enough.
Talking about Gortat, he was a late second-round draft choice in 2005. His first 4 years in the league, highly underwhelming. Now, over the last 4 years, he's He's averaged around 13 points, 9 rebounds, and 1.5 blocks per game. Those are good numbers.
Beal's shot is good.
He is pouring it on in the second half, guys. I mean, a much better showing than he had before the break.
Very dangerous to leave a guy like that open. Lucky break there for the D.
The three from Dudley. And Gortat kicks to Dudley. Poke loose. They double him with Payne. Out of bounds. Washington takes possession.
And that's just carelessness there. I mean, you have got to have your head in the game. And getting back to Marcin Gortat, his dad was a successful light heavyweight boxer in Poland. So clearly you see where the toughness comes from. And Marcin's mom was on the Polish national team in volleyball. So you know where the blocking and ball skills come from. I guess we'd have to call him a chip off the old blocks.
Washington calls timeout.
Yeah, saw some things that just weren't working for them and wants to make some adjustments.
Yeah, and no reason to wait around to do that, Greg. I mean, might as well make those adjustments right away.
Inside. Plenty of space. And there's Morris. That's good on the assist by Wall. 6 points for Markieff Morris. Payne dishes to Durant. From deep. Rebound by John Wall. Wall's got 3 rebounds so far in the game. It's Beal on the wing. Here's Gortat. And it's going to be 2 free throws. Drew contact on the shot.
Just absolute domination in this one for Gortat. 8 rebounds, and he has been the definition of a thief with all those steals.
And Clark, defensively, he has played this game just so intelligently. I mean, he hasn't let them get away with any loose passes or sloppy ball handling.
Randy Foy, he's checked in for Oklahoma City.
And they're doing a better job of working themselves to the line here in the second half.
This is how you do it. That's exactly how you do it. Defender pressing up on you, you press right back.
Quick hands on the steal and then just mad hops on the slant.
Great sequence for them defensively and Clark offensively.
Well, one usually leads to the other, Kevin. That's just good, aggressive, attacking basketball at both ends.
A different look for Oklahoma City. Adams comes in for Kansas. And Russell Westbrook is subbed in for Randy Foy. Gortat against Adams. It's Wall with the drive. That's good. Wall's got 10 points here in the second half.
And that's sort of been the story here today, hasn't it?
And the whistle blows. It's going to be on John Wall. That is his first foul of the game. For 3, Durant. And that one's good. Durant's got 26 points.
You can really see that his confidence is at a high level here in this half. He didn't have a 3 in the first.
Morris passes to Wall. And they wasted no time getting those 3 points back. Wall's got 7 now in this quarter.
He's played an important role in their offense today, guys. Without him, they may not be in the lead.
Now a timeout called by Oklahoma City.
Clearly, he's not pleased with all the looks they've given up on the inside and also to get them to tighten up that defense.
Yeah, and I think he's going to let them know about it. I mean, they're playing some soft interior defense, and you can't win that way. That's a recipe for disaster if you're not going to play with some physicality inside.
Porter's checked in for Washington. Oklahoma City moving the ball around. Ibaka goes in. No good from Durant. Here's Washington. They're on a 17-5 run here. And Wall slams it home.
And from an offensive standpoint, they have just been stellar.
Yeah, really good. I mean, extremely well coached, fluid, efficient. Man, it's been a lot of fun to watch. The points just keep piling up because they've been such a well-oiled machine.
That's not as easy as he made it look, guys. You've got to have some skills to pull that baby off.
Well, he's got plenty of those skills necessary.
You know what? That man can climb a ladder. It's really been a tale of two halves, guys. A slow start, but this quarter, he has really been the man.
Didn't think that was going to go in. That's 29 points for Kevin Durant.
Now, this is more like it. 9 points for him from three-point range this half. That's 9 more than he had in the first. Yes, and with this one winding down, it's obvious to everyone who watched it. Just a total mismatch and a true show of strength for the Wizards.
Clark, the differential in assists led to a lot of open looks, and it also helped to get more guys involved in the offense easy.
They made the defense adjust by moving the ball like that, and there was no answer for it.
And beyond the actual result of this game, fans are going to look back and see this was just a monstrous performance for a Wall. You can do a lot to change a game other than score it, and it was his quick hands on the defensive end that put them in the driver's seat.
Washington's gone past the three-point line for 13 of their shots. They're 6 of 13. Here's Singler. Soft touch off the glass.
Excellent work there in transition.
Yeah, I think it's always better to go early in transition, to attack when it's there, because oftentimes you can beat the defense down the floor.
Nene kicks to Thornton. Temple can't get it to go. To the inside. Morrow kicks it to Cantor. Near the three-point line, it's Foy. And it's off the back rim, no good.
It's not winning basketball when you're attempting shots like that.
Yeah, come on now. You got to remember it's a team game. He's got 4 teammates out there with him. I don't think he needs to try to do it all by himself like that.
From deep, Morrow. And that one's good. And so it's Washington easily grabbing this one. This game may not have been...
Game 2 and game 3.
What's that on that beat?
You ain't getting game 1. Man, just got game 1, but you ain't getting game 2 and game 3 at all.
Got a fresh lineup, yeah, fresh outfit. About to have the parking lot on smash. Plus I got a 7 with a 454 in the hood. Got 125 on the dash.
I'm the biggest boss that you seen thus far. I'm the biggest boss that you seen thus far. I'm the biggest boss that you seen thus far.
'Cause it's just another day in the life.
We've got basketball action at the AT&T Center. We're in San Antonio, Texas, the home of the Spurs, live on 2K Sports. Hi, everyone. We're happy to have you with us for this edition of the NBA on 2K Sports. This is Kevin Harlan alongside Clark Kellogg and Greg Anthony. Let's check out Chicago's starting lineup. Gibson is the 4 with Gasol at the 5. Rose is out there with Dunleavy. And it's Butler in at the 3 slot.
Really impressed with the way Jimmy Butler last season made big strides in his game, going from a supporting role player to someone you can build your team around.
And that one's good.
Excellent work there in transition.
Yeah, I think it's always better to go early in transition, to attack when it's there, because oftentimes you can beat the defense down the floor.
And it's going to be out of bounds. The Bulls will retain possession. San Antonio on defense. 4-point game. Just 5 to shoot. Here's Dunleavy. And he banks in the layup.
Off to a nice start here. They've hit all 3 from the field.
Here's Parker. Right side, Green. Duncan gets a wide open look. That 3 off the mark.
I'm shocked that didn't turn into 3 points. I mean, he makes you pay on those nearly every time.
Poke loose. Parker with the steal. Oh, and here we go. Green's got it. The fast break chance. Leonard, no luck.
That's the 3rd straight miss to start this game, and they're still looking for their first basket.
Rose dishes to Butler. And Gibson, here we go. And it's sent back by Aldridge. And the Spurs pushing it up now. Here's Leonard. And a foul on the shot. He'll go to the stripe for 2. It's on Jimmy Butler.
And with the offense getting right to the rim, at least they saved the layup.
Old school D right there, just telling them no easy layups. It's as simple as that. And that's what you expect from them.
Kawhi Leonard with another great season last year, earned his first Defensive Player of the Year award with his outstanding play.
And for Leonard, he became the first perimeter player to win one since 2004. That just shows you how incredible his defense was at times.
And he'll shoot free throws here. Clearly fouled on that shot that time. The whistle blowing.
You know, I love how he absorbs the foul and still had a chance to knock that one down.
Boy, terrific play there. I thought even with all the contact, he still was going to get that shot to go down. And, you know, for Leonard, you can add that Defensive Player of the Year award to his hardware list, and that puts him in elite company, one of only 3 players to win Defensive Player of the Year and Finals MVP. The other 2, Jordan and Elijah.
Yes, ma'am.
There's Parker with the 3. Duncan misses.
Yeah, trying to get going here, but that's an offer for the first 5 here to start the game.
And the foul called on Daniel Green. First quarter of basketball, just over 2.5 minutes play. Dunleavy's shot is off.
And for Leonard, winning the Defensive Player of the Year didn't change him at all. I mean, he received a car for winning that award and gave it to charity. Went out of his way to thank his teammates during his acceptance speech. I mean, I think it speaks of his character and really the impact that Popovich has had on him and that entire Spurs team.
they could end every possession with that shot, they'd be happy. 9 times out of 10, that's an easy layup for them.
Parker with no one around. The shot goes down and gets this game back to even.
Dude, you had to let me do that to you.
Parker's got 5 points so far.
God.
You can just see the passion and love with which he plays the game. You see how he prepares, the work ethic, the way he interacts.
Hold on. Hold up. Oh my God. Oh my God.
With his teammates, and when he hits the floor, it's all about the game.
Bulls trail by 3. And it's Rose penetrating. There's the bucket. Good.
Yeah, strong move to the basket there. Nice power to get that up and in.
And it's going to be out of bounds. The Spurs will take it.
And really just a lack of awareness on his part. Just no idea he was right near the line.
So San Antonio going with an almost entirely new group here. David West, he's checked in for Duncan. Kyle Anderson comes in for Leonard. Kevin Martin is checked in for Daniel Green. And it's Mills in for Tony Parker. Chicago also making some changes. Mirotic is checked in for Gibson. And Brooks subbed in for Derrick Rose. For a franchise that had so much success under his tenure, there was sure a lot of friction with Tom Thibodeau, and the Bulls front office surprised a lot of people, I know, including yourself.
Yeah, you know, it's not something that you see often, a winning coach at odds with his GM and president. With how often their differences came up, though, you knew something was afoot.
And the first one at the line is good.
And with Thibs, he did end up getting fired from the Bulls this past season. Some saw it coming, but still, I think surprising given the level of success he had. His imprint is all over this Bulls team and the way they approach the game.
San Antonio making a switch here. Diaw's checked in. Mills can't hit.
Oh, you've got to be able to deliver when you get a bunny like that. That's just too easy of a shot to miss.
And it goes out of bounds. Last touch, they say, by Martin.
And that's just carelessness there. I mean, you have got to have your head in the game.
And when you look at how Thibs got fired, I mean, there are a lot of reasons why a coach can be let go. I mean, he didn't have any performance issues, but apparently clashed in some form or fashion with the front office. Sometimes that's all it takes to be asked to go somewhere else.
San Antonio again missing. And Moore kicks to Mirotic. McDermott, no one around him. And the Bulls, another 3.
There's a chance he could have a big game if they don't D him up more tightly on the perimeter.
Martin with the bucket.
It's like they forgot that anybody else is on the floor. They're just going at each other right now.
I know it's a team game, but every now and then, guys detour into the one-on-one action that we've got on our hands right now. You know, there are a lot of bigger power forwards than him in the NBA, but very few that rise up like he can.
It's Noah with the drive. Mirotic passes to Brooks. McDermott dishes to Mirotic. 5 on the clock. West with some nice D.
That's not a sight you see very often. I mean, he has a great feel for that jump shot, especially when he's open.
And he can time his passes so perfectly. Wow, what an assist.
Martin kicks to Mills. Count the bucket. Mills has got 6 points. And what's your take, guys, on the hustle stats for the Spurs?
Boy, they've really amped up the pressure at the defensive end, guys, and have piled up the steals in the early going.
Yeah, the other thing, though, is they have attacked in the open floor. They're definitely getting a lot of easy ones that way.
West passes to Anderson. Anderson can't get that one to fall. Bulls trail by 4. 1 second separating the shot clock and game clock. McDermott with it. Working on Martin. And that one's good. 5 points in the game.
You know, the turnaround jumper, guys, is one of those shots that always just looks so good. I mean, it's got that nice, smooth, singular motion. Sweet.
Mills. And released it in time, but it's up. The first quarter all wrapped up, and it's been an exciting game so far. Spurs lead by 2. Stay with us as we get set to bring you the second quarter right after this. And off we go, a close game now starting the second quarter. And taking a look at San Antonio's performance here. What do you think they've been doing or not doing?
Really active hands early on here as they're able to acquire several steals.
Well, they've really been aggressive, guys, on defense, and it's paid off, so why stop? Keep it up.
The timeless Parker and Manu are the 1 and the 2. Kawhi Leonard is out there with LaMarcus Aldridge. And it's Duncan in at the 5 down low. So that's who San Antonio starts the second with.
You're trash. Straight up.
Kept alive. San Antonio leading. That one from long range.
Don't tell me,
And 11 points for Tony Parker.
His shooting has been outstanding. He's definitely one of the reasons they're up in this game. And really, he epitomizes what a point guard should be. I mean, his skill as a passer might actually be matched by that creativity he shows around the rim.
Well, judging by that jam, Greg, I'd say you're absolutely right.
Boy, that's a nice surge for them just when they needed it in a game that was so tight.
And for LaMarcus Aldridge, always praised for his terrific shooting. His rebounding, as we know, Greg, has always been fantastic. Over the past 2 seasons, he's averaged double-digit boards.
And that's why so many teams wanted him in this last free agency period. His ability to put points on the board as well as clean the boards. What a deadly combination.
And Duncan with the basket on the assist by Parker. Duncan's got the lead up to 5 now for San Antonio. Gasol inside. Aldridge on him. Pau Gasol again.
The number of points they've scored in the paint already today is pretty eye-opening.
It really is, Clark. The defenders need to do a better job of closing those lanes to the hoop.
Here's Butler. And he stuffs it. What a pass to set him up.
In there.
A splendid pass that time by Rose.
Leonard, that's for 2. It's rebounded by Portis.
The right thing there to stay that tight on him and really try to keep him out of his comfort zone.
The Spurs making a switch here. Green's checked in. And the Bulls making a change also. Gibson's checked in.
Oh, my God.
No stopping him there. Jams it in as he's fouled. Chance now for a 3-point play. That one on Rose.
That's how you make an impact with defense. Once the steal is made, you know they're going to be scattered. The floor is open. Take care of business.
Always an advantage when you can get out in the open floor. You get much better rhythm offensively. And this lead, I think, is headed up.
Trash.
That's amazing play down in the big boy area, powering that thing down on a much taller defender.
Dunleavy kicks to Rose. He had drops for his 3rd basket. He's missed only 1 shot.
Just no resistance on the inside. That's their 5th consecutive make in the paint.
And, Greg, those looks they're allowing are almost automatic.
Well, the Spurs, Greg, great at home last year. That's not surprising to anyone who's paid attention. We expect that. They're just so tough at home year in and year out.
And, Kevin, how about going 33-8 at home last season? And despite being a 6th seed, only the Hawks and Warriors, the 2 best records in the league, won more games at home. Hard to imagine you could be a 6th seed with that kind of success.
Butler in the corner. And they're unable to get the tying basket there. Spurs have gone 5 of 12 from the field here in the second. Green, no luck.
For the Spurs, it was all about being at home. That was a big part of how they went on the run. They won 20 of the last 22 games at home in that stretch, which vaulted them from the bottom of the playoff picture in the West to as high as the 2 seed.
And the Spurs at home are so great because they just don't miss. I mean, second in field goal percentage at home, shooting 49%. Also second in three-point percentage made at home with over 39%.
Here's what San Antonio's going with right now. West is checked in for Duncan. Diaw comes in for LaMarcus Aldridge. Kyle Anderson, he's checked in for Leonard. And it's Mills in for Manu Ginobili. Noah kicks to Dunleavy. There's the 3. Good, and a nice assist from Noah.
I'm not sure who was supposed to pick him up, but somebody's going to get an earful from the coach for leaving him that wide open.
Now here's Rose. He has 7. And David West gets the whistle that time. That is his first foul of the game. Kevin Martin, he's checked in for Green. Chicago also making some changes. Doug McDermott, he's checked in for Gibson. Etuan Moore comes in for Mike Dunleavy. And it's Brooks in for Rose. Noah with a screen for Brooks. He kicks to Mirotic.
Come on.
They get it back. Brooks outside.
No.
And the Bulls with another miss. San Antonio trailing here.
Done.
And you really got to admire Boris Diaw. I mean, he's found a way to kind of reform his game as he's gotten older. I mean, so different than when he was new to the league.
And Anderson kicks to Diaw. Another miss, and they desperately need a bucket. Chicago's gone 3 of 6 tonight when they've let it fly from downtown. Here's McDermott. Blanketed by the D, he fights to the rim for the layup. McDermott's got 7 points. Spurs trail by 4. They really want to find that igniter here.
Yeah, that's right. Kevin, the offense has basically been running in place.
They got to get going. 1:09 left in the first half of the game.
Oh my God.
And finished off by Noah.
Solid on the one-hand throw down there.
You know, Clark, when it's a tight ball game like this, he's the guy they want with the ball.
Yep.
Yeah, and one reason why I just don't know that I've ever seen him miss a play like that.
And Brooks, here we go. McDermott can't get it to go. Spurs shooting 39% from the floor. Not their best. And that misses. That would have put him up. 2 for 1 chance here.
Let's see if they use the clock to their advantage.
And he gets it to go. Moore's got 5 now.
It seems that every pass they make is leading to a score here. I mean, that's just exquisite ball movement.
Why do
And
y'all
that's
keep running
because
back?
the ball is looking for the best shot, and it's really paid off for them during the run.
Stolen by Anderson. Pushing it up. Outside for Martin. There's the triple. Here's West. Chicago grabs the miss.
God, you stupid.
I still can't believe that one didn't fall.
And they go to the intentional foul.
Yeah, not sure what that was about. I mean, talk about a brain cramp.
Yeah, yeah, completely a brain fade. I don't know where that came from. Just lost sense of time and the situation.
No good. And the first half comes to a conclusion in a game that has been very close so far. It's the Bulls ending the second quarter with a massive 16-5 run. Live from the AT&T Center in San Antonio, you're watching 2K Sports.
You were up by 3, UD.
And now, your Spurs.
Welcome back, everybody. The start of the second half getting underway. Both teams battling hard through the first half. Look at Tony Parker. What a contribution.
And, you know, I'm not sure that he can continue to shoot the 3 as well as he has up to this point. He has been lights out.
You know, sometimes, Greg, you have those nights where the basket just looks twice as large as it is. Grand Canyon size. It might be one of those nights for him.
The third quarter now beginning. Both sides looking to pull away in the last half of the game.
It's been a good one for Parker. He has 11 points, and from downtown, he's buried 3 3-pointers.
Well, when he squared himself up and gotten good looks, he's knocked them down.
All fueled up and ready to go. Let's reset the lineups courtesy of Gatorade for the second half of basketball. So for Chicago right now, Gibson is the 4 with Gasol at the 5. Dunleavy is out there with Rose. And it's Butler in at the small forward.
The defense not putting up any fight on the inside. They've allowed 10 straight points in the paint.
That's not the kind of streak you want to be part of defensively. Tighten it up, fellas.
For a while, the Spurs were viewed as a slow-it-down team from their championships almost a decade ago. That isn't the case at all anymore.
You know, I think it took the viewing public quite a while to catch on, though, Kevin, because now most people look at the Spurs as one of the more exciting brands of basketball in our league. Just watching one game of them, and now you know that is the case.
Leonard. And out of bounds as the Bulls gain possession. A little over a minute gone here in the second half. And Patrick Mills gets that whistle that time. That's his first foul. Dunleavy dishes to Gibson. And that basket pushes the lead to double digits. And now it's an 11-point Chicago lead.
You know, for the Spurs playing up tempo, I mean, they made that adjustment several years back, to their credit. Since then, they've been one of the more up-tempo and offensive-minded teams in the league.
Here's Mills.
Thank you, Mills.
The stupendous finish in traffic. Mills has got 11 points.
Finally get one to drop after starting the half with 4 straight clanks.
And how about a little bit of showmanship there as he increases the lead?
Oh, I like that. That's got to be, though, a tough pill for the defense to swallow.
Well, he's a guy that you know can hurt you with his passing. And right there, he does some damage with his finishing, too.
A different look now for San Antonio. Duncan, he's checked. Rich comes in for Boris Diaw. And it's Green and for Manu Ginobili. Time called here. The Spurs decide to talk it over.
And some stats to kind of back up the Spurs playing that up-tempo style. They led the league last year in distance travel as a team. Their players would cover almost 18 miles per game play. That tells you there's tremendous ball movement, but more importantly, body movement.
Spurs trail by 11.
And one thing that everybody loves about Coach Pop is his frankness. You get a taste of it in interviews, but he's as honest and straightforward with you as he is with anybody else.
The shot by Butler, nobody around. Another one falls for Chicago.
Just impressed with the teamwork out there, setting the table for one another.
5 straight baskets, Greg, resulting from assists. They're playing as one unit out there.
Green, no luck.
Physically, there's no doubt they've been the stronger team. That plus 10 rebound advantage tells you all you need to know.
Yeah, not to mention what it says on the scoreboard. They're really pushing them around. Straight bully ball.
And it goes out of bounds. That one off Duncan. Joakim Noah is checked in for Pau Gasol. The Bulls leading by 13. Rose goes in. Here's Butler. And he goes big with the dunk right over LaMarcus Aldridge.
And all of a sudden, you can see the confidence overflowing offensively.
Getting everything to drop and at an ideal time. I mean, they're poised for a terrific crunch time run here.
Duncan, the pass to Leonard. Once again off the mark by San
Spurs
Antonio.
player play any defense.
Unfortunately, that's been the result for him over and over, guys. He just cannot find the bottom of the basket.
Right side Rose. No good. And the Spurs going the other way now. And a fast break now for the Spurs. And it's Green missing.
God.
The Bulls have gotten nearly everything to drop this quarter. They're 7 of 8 from the floor since halftime. And Patrick Mills gets that whistle that time. That'll be his second foul of the game.
And the next one puts him in the bonus.
Yep, they'll be trying to draw that next foul quickly so they can start getting those easy chances at the strike.
Parker's checked in for Patty Mills. Portis, he's checked in for Chicago. Brooks comes in for Rose. San Antonio calls timeout.
Yeah, can't be pleased with all these easy looks they continue to give up there in the paint.
No, I'm sure he's not, Greg. I mean, their defense is showing a lot of holes, especially down low. That's unacceptable.
Spurs on defense. They trail by 16. Leonard with the steal. Here's Green. Oh!
And one area where they haven't struggled has been transition.
Yeah, I think that may be their ticket out of the hole. Look for even more of those quick hitters.
Last season, the Bulls were a tough matchup, solid margin of victory for them, and never looked overwhelmed, Clark.
Yeah, you know what? They're a team that's even-keeled, the type of team that can win anytime they take the floor. They have a system that works and good talent, actually excellent talent to make it special, and that combination is a winning one.
Out of bounds.
In the paint.
They've shown some strength in the paint today. Their work on the boards has been impressive.
Guys, that's putting it mildly. I mean, they've been absolutely dominant.
Kevin Martin, he's checked in for the Spurs. And a change for the Bulls. Mirotic is checked in for Dunleavy. Parker from deep. It's no good. He's now 4 of 9 from the field. The Bulls leading by 14. Noah the screen. Butler with the ball. Now Green defending. Feeds to Noah. Got a piece of it. Nice shot by Portis.
And you talk about the Bulls being able to beat anybody in the league. They did. They did that last season. One of only 3 teams to register 1 win against every other team in the league back in 2015.
And now, your Spurs Nation.
San Antonio calls timeout.
And, you know, getting back to that point about the Bulls beating every team in the league, only the Spurs and Warriors were the other teams to do that. Goes to show just how tough last year's Bulls squad was.
Bulls making a switch here. Holiday's checked in. Spurs trailed by 16. Parker outside. It's rebounded by Noah. Noah's got his 6th rebound on the night. And Holiday kicks to Butler. Here's Mirotic. And he jams it with authority.
Up and over the defender with one hand. Facebook.
Looked like the D had a good chance to cut him off until he made his move to the rack.
Yeah, that's just a really nice job of taking it right to the rim.
Here's Brooks. Following the basket by LaMarcus Aldridge. Mirotic's shot is off. And San Antonio shooting only 32% from the field. Plenty of signs of struggle by this offense today.
And sometimes he can hit that deep 3, but it's not a high percentage shot for him.
Yeah, even for him, that's out of his range.
Guys, they're looking for a way to score here.
Yeah, they've had a tough time getting the lid off the basket so far. Now that's finishing your work right there.
Powerful 2-hand jam. You're right.
And I tell you what, if he's got a few more of those in him, this lead will start shrinking even further.
A different look now for San Antonio. David West, he's checked in for Duncan. Kyle Anderson comes in for LaMarcus Aldridge. And it's Ginobili in for Green. And Noah with the slam.
Fellas, that two-hand monster slam was vicious.
I don't think there was anyone, and I mean anyone, that could have stopped him on that one.
I tell you what, I'm glad they didn't try, because somebody might have got their feelings hurt.
Kyle Anderson.
And for Kyle Anderson, he had so many traits, Greg, the Spurs were looking for when they drafted him back in 2014, but he spent pretty much the entire season on the pine.
Yeah, and you know that Coach Pop makes his guys earn their minutes. You know, he doesn't care if he took you in the first round or if you're an undrafted free agent. He's going to play the guy who helps his team win.
Spurs trail by 17, and it's going to be out of bounds. The Bulls will take it.
That is just a careless turnover. You've got to be smarter in those exchanges.
Mirotic has a wide open look. No good on the quick three.
Hard to figure out how he doesn't knock that one down. No defender in sight. And the shots just continue to say no in terms of falling.
Boy, that was a violent throw down there.
You're telling me.
I mean, it's almost like he doesn't like the rim.
Shot and game clock separated by 5. Here's Butler. Terrific assist, a nice finish. Solid play all around. Butler's got 15.
Fantastic ball movement. They're picking them apart with their passing.
Purposeful passing it is, partner. Their last 10 points have all come off assist. I think that play sort of sums up what we've seen throughout, just simply being outplayed both sides of the ball. Smart basketball defensively turning into quick points.
And that can't continue. I mean, if they hope to get back in this game, I mean, it's really deflating from a morale standpoint. They need stops and points, not turnovers.
The 3 quarters of play all in the books, and this one all but over already. It's the Bulls delivering the blowout. Live from the AT&T Center in San Antonio, you're watching 2K Sports. And thanks again for joining us. Let's see what happens here in the 4th. Manu and Kawhi filling out the perimeter. West is out there with Anderson. And it's Parker in at the 1 spot. That's the San Antonio 5. And a fast break now for the Spurs. Anderson with the ball. And let's quickly check out the scoring breakdown here for the Bulls.
They've been penetrating with a certain amount of ease, guys, just as much in this half as the first.
You know, they're taking care of business in the paint, too. Those are valuable points they've been getting down low.
LaMarcus Aldridge is checked in for San Antonio.
There are certain things, guys, that you can always count on in life. Death, taxes, and, of course, the Spurs winning 50 games in the regular season. Happened for the 16th straight season last year.
And fouled hard that time. He'll get to the line and shoot 2. Well, keeping in mind the Spurs have won 50 games or more for many years in a row, Greg, there are teams out there who can drive cars who have not even seen the Spurs not win 50 games, at least in a year.
And the way the Spurs keep on building this team, it's not as if that streak's going to end anytime soon. Those kids might have a chance to vote and do much more before they fail to see the Spurs win 50 games.
Looking at who's out there now for the Spurs. Tim Duncan, he's checked in for West. Green comes in for Manu Ginobili. And it's Mills in for Parker. And Gasol slams it in.
Oh, and look at how well he led him in there. Really, he passed him open for that deuce.
Kicks it out to Leonard. Takes a 3. Another miss by Leonard. Chicago's gone 3 of 7 tonight from 3-point territory. Green dishes to Leonard. Chicago grabs the miss.
Usually if he gets to the rim, he's converting it into points. But the defense stood tall there.
Rose passes to McDermott. Good-looking screen by Gasol. 6 to shoot. And the pass to Dunleavy. And a
I'll be right back.
is there on the triple.
Oh, tight defense being played right there. Got right up on him and forced the miss.
Textbook work. Close enough to bother the shot. Good challenge, but disciplined enough to avoid too much contact.
And the rejection by Leonard. Looking to end his cold spell. The rebound by Gibson.
His touch has disappeared on him this quarter. He just hasn't been able to get it going.
Out to the right wing. And Rose wide open. He shoots. Off target from outside. Leonard attacking. Got that bucket in no time at all.
He's got so much junk in his trunk. He'll find a way to hurt you.
For a long time in San Antonio, it's been about the big three, and rightfully so with all their wins, and Kawhi Leonard seems to be their future.
And Kawhi and the big three recognize that and are trying to ease the transition period. And if you know the Spurs, they'll make a smooth transition, won't they, Kevin?
Absolutely. Fourth quarter of play, and we're about 2.5 minutes through it right now. Outside Rose. Pass to McDermott. Over to the wing. Dunleavy for three. Yes, and it's Rose with the assist that time. Rose has got 6 assists in the game. And Mills kicks to Green. Tried to answer back, but that three is off the mark. Gibson dishes to Gasol. The feed to Dunleavy. Pass to Gibson. To the middle. It's tipped. It's stolen by Green. And here comes Leonard leading the fast break. It's stolen by Dunleavy. Right wing. Fires from 18. No good. Great D that time from Leonard. From deep three-point range, the long-distance three is buried.
It took a long time for him to get that first triple. Let's see now, though, if he can get going.
That's good.
Another bucket down low. They've been the aggressors, taking the ball inside and attacking at the rim.
You're exactly right. It's been all good at one end, and let's be diplomatic and just say not so good at the other end.
And guys, every time we think Patty Mills is going to take the next step in his development, he takes a step back. Last season, he shot career lows from the field and behind the arc after having one of his best ever campaigns the year before. That really just makes a coach pull his hair out, and fortunately for me, I don't have him.
Jimmy Butler, he's checked in for Chicago. Back to Mills. The Spurs could have used his contributions last year. Parker was hobbled. Corey Joseph was still learning. Mills didn't put together consistent efforts and ended up losing minutes, Clark, because of it.
Yeah, you know, Mills had the opportunity to make an impact for a championship contender. That chance doesn't come very often. Unfortunately, he couldn't make the most of it.
Chicago leading by 23. Diaw with the steal. And Butler sends it back. Rose kicks to Gibson. It's stolen by Green. From deep three-point range. Offensive rebound. Leonard. And he uses both hands to jam it in.
And the second chance becomes a dunk we could feel over here.
GA, such a good, aggressive play in the paint.
Guys, it's all about persistence on the offensive glass. You just can't ever give up on a play.
From deep. Another miss by Leonard. Chicago's gotten just 1 of 4 3-pointers to go down for them here in the fourth.
Come on.
Rose, that's good.
Wow, got that one off right in the face of the big fella. Nice quick fire release.
Yeah, and the mid-range shot really the only option in that situation. Sometimes when you're facing a bigger guy, you can't get it all the way to the rim.
The Bulls leading by 20. And Gibson kicks to Dunleavy. Goes back up. Can't get it to go. Now San Antonio takes it the other way.
He's been wayward and just off on about everything he's put up in this period. Fellas, you look at Boris Diaw and say, my goodness, if he could just get in better shape. But he uses every bit of that significant backside of his to his advantage. Opponents can't get through him or around him, so he's making good use of the extra LBs.
So Chicago ends up going with the new group. Getting back to Diaw, he has a sneaky quick first step. You think he won't or can't blow by you, then suddenly, and you know this, Greg, you're stuck to his hip as he's taking it to the rack for a and one.
You know, he's a bit like Foreman, and I'm not talking about his body type.
Or the grill.
Yeah, you know, Diaw plays with you a little bit, puts that body on you, lulls you to sleep, then wham, shows you up in the worst way. Well, guys, this was never really a contest, just a total obliteration, if you will. And you can safely say mission accomplished now for Chicago.
Tonight, they did a great job of getting everyone involved. They had the good passing, and that led to some open shots.
Yeah, it's a fun way to play, and it's fun to watch, too.
And we've come to expect nothing less from one of the league's elite players, but another tour de force for Jimmy Butler. Every time there was a big possession or a big play, he was a major contributor. Just a great all-around game.
Bulls made the postseason for the 10th time in their last 11 seasons. Last year, they have become a fixture, Greg, in the playoffs in the East.
And how about last season, Kevin, had that interdivision matchup in their first round against the up-and-coming Bucks. Some hiccups for them in that series, but they were able to prevail.
And stolen by Miller. Anderson passes to Diaw. From deep. Chicago grabs the miss.
You know what? You've got to always be in control of your emotions.
Straight frustration right there, and I agree with you. Self-control of your emotions, a must-have if you're going to play winning basketball. Boy, in that playoff series against the Bucks, the Bulls looked like they were primed for an upset as they started slowly, eventually pulled it together, and came in as the underdogs against the Cavs.
Shot is off. And it's Chicago the other way. The wide open look here for Holiday. Good on the three-point shot.
That one will seal the deal there. They've exploded here at the end.
Boy, I love the serious killer instinct they've shown, finishing strong.
Moore outside. A three ball. Basket good.
And this is going to be a fantastic result for them. No
Next time
win
see him, I'm punching
on the
twice.
road comes easy.
Not in the NBA, they don't. And trust me, they're going to take a little extra pleasure in this win, having silenced an entire building of hostile fans.
And so Chicago takes this one, and by a big margin. A resounding victory for them. And Greg in enemy territory, no less.
That's exactly right. But with the way they controlled the game and just completely took the crowd out of it, that's how to get it done on the road.
Thank you for joining us. That'll do it for now. For Greg Anthony.
carry my